Missions 101. Prepare, commit, and go. Hi, I'm Michelle McDowell, and I just want to share a little bit from my heart, some things that I've learned over 30 years of experience of leading mission teams, and hopefully it'll encourage you and challenge you at the same time. When we're called to be on mission for God, what does that look like? And a lot of people think that just means going somewhere. Well, it does in a sense, but it means that there's lost people all over the world. That might mean that you need to go to your neighbor next door, or to a coworker, or to a family member. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to cross the seas or go on mission in North America, but some people are led to do that. In 1 Corinthians 3:16, God tells us that we are God's temple and that His Spirit dwells within us. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to prepare ourselves. I feel like that's the most important thing that we can do in preparing to do mission work, any kind of mission work, is to prepare ourselves, mind, body, and soul. The Lord prepares me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary. You are, if you are a child of God as well. A word of godly advice: if you're not making a conscious effort to be in God's house with God's people, in His Word, on your face daily in prayer, you're probably not ready to be on mission. And I don't say that out of arrogance, but I say that out of concern, because that's where we get our boldness from. That's where we learn what God's desires are for our hearts. And if we act in any other way, it's on our own strength and not of His. So when I say on mission, I'm not just talking about going somewhere as a part of a team. I'm talking about sharing the gospel with a person every day in your life walk. So another word of godly advice that I might send your way is, if you're not sharing the gospel at home, you might want to ask yourself the question, why do I think I could share the gospel if I go somewhere overseas or even in North America? We should seek these people out and look for witness opportunities every day. Have a sense of urgency about it. When we wake up in the morning, pray that God will put someone in our path today that we can witness to. That's missions. That's the mission that we're on, the purpose that we're here for. And secondly, when it comes to being prepared, we need to look at our finances. We overlook this part when we're getting ready to do any kind of mission work. And a missional heart is one who's prepared to give and to go. What does that look like? We should be in a habit of saving and sharing. Whether it means helping a neighbor next door that's struggling buying groceries for their children, or helping the homeless. But if you're feeling a tug to go a step further, and maybe there is a mission team that you're feeling led to serve on, whether it be in North America or another country, start saving now. We should be in a constant state of saving so that we can be ready in a drop of a hat to do what God bids us to do. Before committing to be part of a team, we should have a plan in place to cover the expenses of our trip. Now, be mindful, God owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. He doesn't need our cow. And I've seen God come to the aid of so many people who have committed and been obedient to serve on a mission team internationally. But God helps those who help themselves. And sometimes He wants us to see His power in a way that He tests us, to see if we're willing to sacrifice for Him. We are so self-absorbed with material things to the point of spending what we have on everything but the things of God. He knows our hearts. Budget for mission giving. I'll give you an example. More than likely, I'm going to be leading a team to Ghana probably next October. Well, that's 15 months away. So what I might say to that team is start saving now. If you put back $25 a week for the next 15 months, well, you've paid for your plane ticket. And if you say, well, I can't afford that, you can afford it. If you will look back at your bank account last week of the money that you spent in 1 week, just on entertainment, on food, on pleasures, things that make you happy. Not that those are bad things, but when we add them all up, we waste a lot of money, and we forget it's not ours to begin with. It's His. It's His. It's His to begin with. So are you willing to use God's money for God's work? And remember, it is His. So, God doesn't, he doesn't honor that kind of thinking when we think that way. And we've got to apply Romans 12 too. We've got to have a missional heart, and we have to transform our thinking. Be ye transformed by the renewing of our mind, the way that we look at money as a whole. So I just want to encourage you on that aspect to be prepared. Be prepared, not only with your mind, soul, but with your finances. And then be prepared to go, whether it is next door, whether it is to the workplace, whether it is to North America or across the seas. Be prepared. And once you've done all of these things, it will free you up to be completely submissive to God and His call in your life. And He'll honor those desires of your heart. Now, I hope that these words didn't sound harsh. I didn't mean them to, but I've been leading these teams for a long time, and I've seen God work. And I just want to encourage you to be a part of that, because it's so exciting. Thanks for sharing with me today, and hopefully there'll be more of these videos to come. And I hope that they will bless your heart, and that God will bless you as He has me for a long time in doing this type of thing. So thank you for your attention.